Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, if you haven't heard or if you don't follow me on Twitter, you may not notice that one of my closest friends, Jorge Misael, um, lamentably was killed during the weekend. It is a hard loss for me because he is the person who helped me get back into the game. And without his help and his support, I wouldn't be a Yu-Gi-Oh player, much less a Yu-Gi tuber right now. I'm really gonna miss him. He was a very good friend. He was very supportive. He always accepted to help you. Um, and he was very funny. He had very cool decks. I wanted to showcase different decks that he was working on, but now we are never going to see that, of course. So today's video I want to show you instead all of the decks that he helped me build and the way that I got back into the game because of him, as a way to show respect to him, because I will really miss him a lot. So why don't we just jump into Edo Pro and let's see what we have right now. Well, here is the first one. The first deck that he helped me build was Ancient Europe. I told him that I played Dino Ancient Year when I was a kid, and he told me that Ancient Year got support recently. So this is when the Dino structured the game into the game and changed the metagame for dinos. So he helped me build this idea when you just summon monsters to fusion summon into the big guys. There may be some things that I forgot, like Power Bond and the fusion that special summons a dark fusion. Um, but this was basically the idea that we had. Um, as you can see, it's a pretty basic deck, pretty standard. MST still on here, as well as double cyclone to level up your towns and your fortress to special summon. There's not a lot of money invested in it, as there's no power cards. Maybe just Decode Talker was the most expensive one, I think. I don't know. Uh, and this was the first deck that I played on my return. And I really enjoyed playing this. I had a lot of fun because everyone in the class started playing because of this. So he really got a touch in our class also. Yes. The next deck I played, and the first one that was for me because this one turned out to be my sister's deck, and I lent it to her. The next is Dark Magicians. Um, it had a lot of phases. I played a Spellbook engine. I played a more control type magician, and the last build that I tried and the most fun, or sorry, the most fun build that I had, and the one that um, the one that I had fun with the most is this one, that is Wind Witch Dark Magician. As you can see, a little bit more money invested because the Wind Witch package is or was a little bit expensive. Icebell had only one printing, and Crystal Wing was still a secret card, so it was expensive. Um, we had Tomahawk because token generation was permitted there, and look at this, the links are generic. You had only control with Solemns and Crystal Wing. Um, So yeah, this is a pretty much fun deck, and I really enjoy playing this with my friends against him, etc. So I don't know. I just feel like this was my first deck that really get me into playing this game. After that, I got bored because I didn't have a way to build Dark Magician more competitively. Not that there's a competitive Dark Magician build, of course, but then I changed to this one that is Odice. This one also had a lot of cards and variants, but I think this was the standard build or the one that I played the most. Um, Pretty basic build with the mythical beasts being released. Cerberus and Jackal, a little bit expensive. Um, Electromite was recently limited, so it had a little bit of setback on their price, and it was good for me because I could afford one. And from apart from that, it was a pretty basic build. I kept the Crystal Wing. In fact, I got from him one of the my only mat that I have. That's the Crystal Wing mat, the sneak peek one. He sold it to me, and I have it somewhere here in the room. In fact, almost all of my collection, if it wasn't from him, would be an OCG version of Millennium Duelist that my uncle got me. So I really owe him everything I have in talking about the things that I have from Yu-Gi-Oh. So yeah, this was a pretty fun build. Also, it was better going second than going first, in my opinion, because going first there wasn't a lot of options, only Vortex Dragon to negate, and going second you can break your opponent's board easily. I kept off dice almost as I kept Dark Magician, a couple of 6 months, I think, I don't know. And then came Burning Abyss. This is the second or first profile, I don't know. I don't remember. Probably the second because of the ashes. This is the second profile that's on the channel. If you go down on the videos, you can see this profile. This exact profile. I took it from there. As you can see, there's no boss monster. There's no strategy. I couldn't afford Rusty Bardich, so I couldn't left Rusty Bardich on the field. The only way to get Fog Blade was by drawing them or by selling boots. And the idea was to go first Beatrice and a couple of Fog Blades, or go second and Darius Acid Golem breaks or his field. I don't know. Yeah, so this was a pretty fun build. As you can see, a little bit more of money invested, not a lot, because ashes were from Salamangreat structures. Then, of course, was the deck before. And this is the first video ever released on the channel, Salamangreat Predaplants. Pretty fun build. I love playing this. Um, I don't know, I feel very in touch with this deck. Um, I probably this is the subconscious origin for the Deckmasters mix-up. I think this is where it comes from. Predaplans being on RP and Salamangreats on brains, of course. Um, there's not much to say. Only the one bailer, of course. Yeah, I learned on the video, on the original video, I said I only play one bailer because I learned the other one. He asked me for the bailers for one of the decks that we're going to check that I had a little time playing, and he asked me my bailers to play it. So I just lent him. He got me a lot of stuff. He was the one that bought me cards so I could build these decks, and I don't know. I feel the need to lend him whatever he wanted from me, because if I wasn't going to use it, then why kept them on my desk, just getting dusty and all of that, of course. The deck that I haven't mentioned, like the redhead of the family, I think, is this one, War Chalice. I mentioned it briefly in the same video of Prada Plant Salamangreat, and I think this is the origin, or this is where I got the Prada Plant part of the deck to search, the Billion Fusion. And if you want to know why I didn't make a profile of this deck, because the ban list dropped and Brilliant Fusion got limited and Soul Charge went banned, so the power plays of the deck really got turned down, and I couldn't play this anymore. But the time I got this, it was really fun, leaving Christia, Gameciel with Field Spell and a Trigate Negate. A Trigate Negate. Mm, and probably even a triple burst Dragon Negate on the battle phase, I don't know. Um, this was very, really, really weird, but I love this deck. I know when I got the mystical shine bolts from him, one of those were painted like the Pepsi logo, so we call that the Pepsi ball. And I really like the Pepsi ball. And it's the red hat because I wanted to showcase it, but I didn't have the capacity to do it, and the deck just turned down, and I give back the stuff or the full deck, I think. And he kept on playing, and I think he did a really great job playing this deck. So then the BA transformed from only BA to OrCoast BA. He got a package, or he got a set of OrCoast when OrCoast was fairly new, and the only printing of Dingirsu was the original. And he told me, I can sell you my Orcus part for your deck, for your vulnerability deck in this price. And I said, yeah, okay, let's do this. And I bought it, and I took what I liked about Burning Abyss original, and I integrated into this thing. I got my third Ash Blossom. I got rid of the Salamangreats because it wasn't funny anymore. And I built this thing, and I think this is my first step into competitive game, if you want to call it like that. I didn't went to any tournaments with it, but it was pretty fun to play. It had a lot of control. Um, you know, I really love this deck. I really love playing this deck. And this was the first build that between him and me we played together, and we had a lot of fun with it. Then after that, here it is. We had another accommodation of the deck when Hard Horror got banned, and this for me is the breaking point. This is the point where I stopped leaning on him to build my decks and started building my own form of the decks, because I played test this by my own, I searched prices by my own, and I got this by my own. But he still got a lot of influence in this deck, because after getting all of the cards needed, he was the one who helped me play test ratios and everything, and we ended up building this. This was the video where the channel really paid off, because who doesn't want to watch a video with Keanu Reeves on the page? So yeah, this is the my first deck that I built without his help, but still finished off or give it a clean up with a lot of his help. And from there, what we did together. Um, okay, so I think that was the last thing that we built. Then coronavirus got tier 0, so we couldn't see each other. I was working on a couple of decks that I want to show him. First one being my Adamantipator budget list. I wanted to help me get some things like Granite and Dweller and Tornado Dragon because I got the other stuff by my own. And of course, the other one was this thing, Burning Abyss Hulky Fibrax combo. He was getting me Rubich, the Deathbots, Ghost Bells, Bailers, and the extra deck, almost all the extra deck that I don't have. BFD, Garden Rose, Coral Dragon, Vermilion, Auroradon. So yeah, this is like the last project like that we made together, and I'm really proud of it. I think this is a pretty fun deck. I enjoy playing it, and you know, wanted to showcase him this because I wanted to see his reaction at what I have created. With a little help of the internet, of course, but mostly his help. And now I don't, and now I'm never going to play against him again. What can I say about Jorge Misael? I think everyone who knew him loved him because he was a great person. He was one of our closest friends, and I don't know, I don't have words to say. All I can say to him is thank you very much. I hope you're listening to me from where you are. I want to thank you very much for what you did to me and because you being one of my best friends that I had. Thank you very much for watching and we see next time.